So, hello everybody, welcome to the presentation about Uniflow. Welcome, I'm Mathieu, and here is a smart introduction to Uniflow. I just didn't prepare anything, but I wish you could see how it is. So I will present my work on what is the aim of Uniflow, why I work on it. So maybe I will make a very beginning story. So this was the first post here in the blog section. So you have all the information here at Uniflow blog. And here is the post section on Uniflow. It is the first post I made, but the project I start contributing in 2013. And the fact why I did this was about a lot of things. I can't say very much why, but there are lots connected things about why I did this. First, maybe you don't know, but there was a tool which was on Chrome, on Chrome extension, and the tool was called Chicken Foot. Yeah, this was the tool. And what I liked on Chicken Foot is the fact that you could go to the tools and have a dedicated sorry.
Oui, bah vas-y. Hein? Oui.
Ouais, mais je suis désolé.
Non, mais d'accord, ferme.
Bon, sorry. And so the tool was called Chicken Foot, and the thing is I got a lot of fun with it because you could so program, but you could automate your browser. So now there is much more tools available to automate your browser, and so the very fun idea was when I was developing in a web agency was called Les Argonautes. So this was my first job, and we were at work. And the fact is we got a lot of stuff to do as when developing a website. You got the staging phase and you got the production phase. And the fact is sometimes you have to test things in production, in pre-production, in the staging phase. And when all is valid, then you could all post to the production stage. And the thing is, when there was a release to made, we had to we had to copy all the data in our CMS back office. So all the data, it was all the article we posted on the staging phase. So I don't remember, but there was a lot of data about maybe. I don't know what we list. Maybe this was a geolocation seller. Yes, and so there was very much things. And the fact is, I as only engineer, web developer engineer, I don't add access to production. Yeah, this was so Philippe Autier and Jonathan Champion. where the technical responsible about the website, and they didn't want to give me access to the production. So I didn't have my SQL account, nothing. But what is the fun fact is when we have to deploy on production, so we have copy all the data from staging to production. But I discovered chicken foot, and this was magic because I remember that time. So I just test with chicken foot. I did test in my home. I did test how to click automatically on an element, and on this element, so you can click and you can validate formula. And the fact is, the fact is you have several possibility to deploy on production. The recommended way is to create fixture. And the fact is you have to program all the database to deploy it on production. So you can be sure that if you well done the things in fixture. So for information, fixture, this was a guy, my technical. This was a guy on my work after. His name is Ghislain Flandin, and he spoke about fixture, and this was a very cool idea that you can then be sure that you got all good data plain on your database. So I think this is the good point to do it, because in that case you are well. And so this is the part. But when you have to do fixture, this is time consuming. So you have to verify all your data. You have to code. You have to verify the connection between data that you enter in your by keyboard on file, and the real data that will be proceed on your website. But what was the cool fact about chicken foot? The cool fact is you just go to the you just have the process inside, because in your CMS, so CMS, this is content management system. So I know well this because we did a lot of work about content management system, and maybe this will be another topic for one day. And the fact is, when you create an article, you have to when you create it, you can translate it into German, into English, into French, so when you create an article, this make lot of calculation that are already made by the software, because you publish something, on all the data are well made, because you did test your application before. You did make tests, so you are sure, you are confident when you create an article, the data are well placed. So what is the idea behind that? The idea is, why not processing the data inside the interface directly? Why you have to make fixture that is time consuming, and you just have to do it on the interface that all is already done on test. So that's why I had chicken foot, and on that day when I made the demo on my computer. So this was a very big place. This was very nice. We had very fun time. I remember. So he was a guy that called Raphael Malier, and each day we got a very strong teamwork by playing on a game which is called Dota, and this was a very good time. So that's not the fact here. But on the day I made the demo about chicken foot. So I call Jonathan. Jonathan, you see, I put all the data on production. So he come, and after, so they all after all people come onto my screen, and all people saw the data were processing on production about copy paste data from staging to production. And Philippe Autier, who is responsible about he's responsible about the product side. So it means he has to care about the customer. He has to care about the production. He has to tell that. He has to tell that the customer are okay, and they are well with the website. And so it was a little struggle because this is not something you do, but I have done it, and the fact is I did not have to make copy and paste. On this was a very good time consuming. So for Uniflow, this was for what I think all the stuff come. And after I discover much more. So I discover a strong community. So this community is flow-based programming. So this is not the topic here, but I think we will speak about that later. I know the community, and if you care, you can join the community on Discord. There are good people. They are here. On the guy, the main guy who is so there is Henri Burgess. Yes, this guy he developed Uniflow. So this is a software that allow you to create graph of node, and by creating graph of node, you could use your own node and reuse it by just linking them each to another. And this is very cool idea because you don't have to care about making things twice. Why? So you just take your node. You don't know what this is, what it make. So this is not a node technically speaking. This is a flow because this is called no flow. So this is why I call Uniflow my project, because this is very related to this. So you can call it node or flow, but it doesn't matter. This is much more something like something like a technical wording. But the wording is very important for your project and how you explain that for people. So this is for this part I speak about flow for me, like I was learning flow-based programming with Henri Burgess, and Jean-Paul, wait, sorry, Jean-Paul Morrison. So Jean-Paul Morrison is the main guy who, so I speak to him. I'm very glad to speak to him on this community. And he invented the flow-based programming. This is the guy. So I encourage you to read his blog post, because he speaks about flow-based programming and what's the difference between the pure essence of flow-based programming in compared to standard program, because you got the pure the pure things about flow-based programming and the derivative work. Yeah, this is that. So there's a lot of literature here. I will speak much more. So this was just 15 minutes speaking, but I think I finally I got a lot to say. I have, because I had to work on something else, but it's okay, because I think it's important to tell about what is Uniflow. So this guy speak about flow-based programming, and so this is a very strong intelligence. On the fact is, on Uniflow, the fact is, I really because if you know the syndrome of imposter, I wanted to do my own things, because I see tools. So I see a lot of tools about automation. I see a lot, and the fact is, the fact is, you tell yourself, okay, but what if I just make the same tool? It's not necessary, because if you make the same tool, just like you are a proxy of a guy that already does this stuff. And the fact is, I didn't want to do that. I want to bring something. I want to help. And so I come to the fact by exploring a lot of tools. So in tool I can speak about so N8N now. So Interomega, Zapier, IFTT, Parabola, UiPath. I have to take my note, because where is that? Here must not. So yes, so Actiona, Happify, Chickenfoot, Datafire, FlowX, FlowGo, Google Blocky, GlueData, Hugin, Levitai, Node-RED. So Node-RED, this is IBM stuff. Parabola, Pipedream, Refine.io, Scriptable app, Shortcut for iOS. So Shortcut you know well. This is Apple application. Tibonia, Tray.io, UI Vision. So UI Vision, this is very important for me, because it has a lot of stuff about automating your user interface. So for now, this part is not on place, but I wish do much more on this in the future. So this is my main goal, to bring people use automation with interface. Camunda, Bonita Soft. So maybe I may miss some, because I make my own search by the time, but maybe you can find yours on if you got one to tell me. So maybe you saw, but you can reach me on Matthew 91, so on Twitter. So I will be glad to help. Enfin, if you got some resource about flow-based programming or about tool, so tell me, email me, or join the flow-based programming community. This will be very good to exchange on see how we can advance. But I didn't say what is about Uniflow. Yes. So why? What is this? So maybe we will start with documentation. So the doc is here, but I didn't take the time to rework it. Maybe in one day I will take the time to rework it. But for now, I prefer I prefer suspend that. It will be better. So the first thing to do is to have the why. Why? This is very first thing, because this is what does make sense to you. Why you do stuff. On my why for me is to provide people unified workflow automation tool. That's it. And you can read it. It is writing, automate your recurring task once, routine everywhere. So for this sentence, you can reach David in England. David, who's his name? David. C'est Flexbox, sorry. Okay, Flexbox. On Flexbox, he was a very good tutor for me about stuff about marketing and automation. He like automation too. He like taking tool on why on do stuff. So there is two sentences, and there is nothing to do more. So after there will be much more. But this is a simple interface, but by the time I'm considering making much more graphics. But for now, this is much more good to stay on a very simple version to focus on what to do, what has to be done. So on here is the part about feature. What I learned about all the flow-based programming tool. So the first thing is not taking philosophy. Yeah, not taking philosophy, because this was this part. This is because I like taking notes. At first I didn't like take notes, but it come after. So I discovered a project on GitHub who is called NV-Alt, and NV-Alt is not taking philosophy, and I like it very much, that stuff. But now it's a little deprecated, but it's okay. And after that, I did jump to another not taking tool, which is called Joplan. So this is very good. If you can see the stuff, you can see it. And what is about not taking philosophy? So the fact is, we are human. So as human, so this is what I read. This is what I read. I write here in the introduction. It is voilà. So I made the choice to make it human readable and to have you ordered in a single list. As human, we like list. Yes, we like it. It's common on Anchor into our usage, affordable and natural to read from top to bottom. So this part is about book. Yes. Why book? Because when you read a book, you not just read a book. You read an author who puts a lot of in its efforts about writing a book. And what mean about writing a book? It's not about word on certain things on the chapter. It's about the whole stuff on the book, about all the things connected to the book to make the things well when you write a book. So this part is much more on literature, on so I don't have, so it may be another point later, but for now it's much more introduction. So this is what we are. We are human, and we read book. And this is why here I chose the fact to make it human readable, so you can read it your flow from top to bottom, and that's it. So another thing it's about the modularity. So modularity it's me loved because so I won't enter into the action about modularity because there are different levels about modularity. There are modularity in the lowest layer of Uniflow, and there are modularity about top layer of Uniflow, and even there are modularity about mixing stuff together. This is what you find it in multiple clients. Multiple client, it is very important because you can mix clients. So you don't know what is a client, but I will tell you just after. What is a client? It's the fact that, so if I take back my my introduction about chicken food. Chicken food, it was made for browser. So it means in your browser you have all the tools need to apply your stuff on the sidebar and do automating on your screen. So on what this means? What this means? It means that the browser itself miss some things. There is some things missing in our browsers nowadays. We miss the fact that maybe we want to automate things. We want to create an automatical form. The number of time I register to different websites. To different websites, and you have to make your name, your first name, your last name, and you have to connect if all of your accounts into all of your stuff. So multiple client is very good, and it's not just about multiple client. It's even multiple clients inside the same background. It means in your browser you can have a client dedicated to I don't know, automating formula, but you can have, why not, another client who creates to automatically the book flight reservation. I don't know. So it's not a big deal about client. Just it's something that a client should be for you. It should be an interface between your computer and yourself. It means if you look at me, so you can see me here, but imagine there is my hand here, and imagine, so the fact is, in my work, when you are a developer, it's much more convenient to learn by yourself. If you have an imagination, if you think about things, if you are curious, if you search, you will learn. But sometimes you can't know anything, and you have to ask someone. You have to ask people in the open space to tell them, maybe, okay, I'm struggle there. Why not? You can help me like 5 minutes, and it's okay. And when you do that, it's the fact that you will ask someone who is working on something, maybe, and maybe he doesn't have to think about that stuff. He just wants to be focused on his task, and the fact is, sometimes in open space you have the feeling that you have to do by yourself, because maybe you can't very require help from people, because sometimes this is wide content. This is bizarre. And so I come to the fact that I was facing to my computer, and I was really facing to my computer. And what can I do as human? The only fact I can do is to just do the work. So multiple clients bring you an interface between the computer and you to assist you on your daily workflow task. That's simple. That's it. It's not say that it's mean, as I said about earlier, it means that multiple clients should not replace the existing app. It means that the application should maybe have a work about things that they didn't embark inside their process. And for me, Uniflow, it's just something that patch the application. You understand? You will patch the application. You just say, okay, it's not done there. Okay, I will put my client on. See you later. Maybe you will. I will show you my work with this client, or maybe you want interest to integrate it in your application. Okay, fine. So this is why multiple client is very strong. So now, and open. so that's the point. So this point is about if you know well open source community, there is a lot of things about license. So in license, when you make your work, when you I don't know, you have a project, and you should put a license inside your project, because when you work on something, it's not like you think, okay, I do this, it's fun, it's fun, I do this for fun, and okay, a lot of people can see my work, oh, it's fun, but you know, there's a big company, very big company, that took your work and tell, okay, yes, you do that, okay, I will integrate it directly in my work, and I will don't tell you that I integrate it, and you will see that all your work, I'll take your mind, what you do, and okay, I will put it, okay, and so you are not paid for that. You are not paid. So this is very strong here. The open fact. By struggling into the community, so there was a lot of things. There is a guy who is called Pierre Pierre Estrolfile. He's in the Symfony community. I can't relate, but you will see him. And I saw a lot of things about what he tell on Twitter, and I'm very grateful about the fact that he promotes his voice for others. And with him, I discover what is licensing. And Uniflow is open source now. Is open source, so it means all people can take the code source, the base, and put it in the computer. But the license inside Uniflow is a GPL. It means that you can work on it, but if you integrate it into your stuff, and you have to do some kind of modification, then you have to give you what you do back to me, because you just take my work and you just modify some file, I don't know, but you never tell me that we could interact. So this is why HGPL is very strong for me, because I'm accommodated to the. I'm very strong to speak to people. We can talk. And so another point about Open, it's word fair code. So the word fair code. So this is a guy who is, this I could not say he is the author, but he developed a very fun strategy. His name is Ober so he worked for N8N, and I'm very interested by this community too. I encourage you to go to N8N and see their stuff about flow-based programming like computing. And this is very good because they integrate a lot of stuff about about automating things like connecting GitHub, Twitter, all application. And the fact is, for him, he says, so this is not HGPL, but this is Apache 2 licensed. So this is less strong as me. But for fair code, he tell, okay, you can use my code, okay, you can make change, no big deal, okay. But if as a company you use it for a very large purpose, so if you have a big company, you use it as very large people, you have to give my money back. Why? So this is why the fair code, this is addressed to big company, to tell them, okay, you can take open source, but if you very like our work, you should give us some kind of money. And this is what I like in fair code, and the philosophy behind Jan is the fact that he contributes himself, because his ambition, I think, is to himself be part of this whole stuff. So maybe he surely so this is so the fact is he contributes to the community by giving money to other people, other free community, and so this is very good, because all employee inside his company as reward 100 euro. So euro, this is European money. So European, this is very strong country. This is very strong economic system. The European, we work on things. We are IT computer. We know about a lot of things. So we are strong connected here. And so we are here to help people and give them money to their soft. So this was the part about open. So another part I like is control your data. Yes, because so this is again related to big company, but nowadays this is much more convenient. Yes, there are a lot of things about that. And control your data means that I don't want what I put in my backend. I don't want that big company take the data and just sell the data that I just produced. So for you, this is maybe a nonsense, but if you are registered to a website, you provide your first name, last name, your address, you use your photo, maybe you will share something for another, but all that data are inside the company. And in European we have a lot of stuff about this. We have something which is called RGPD. RGPD, this is something very cool in European because we care about our data. You know, if you ask a code, if you ask a company to give back your data, you can send to the company like a mail or something like that. You can tell the company, okay, now I just quit this, I want to close my account, please give me my data back. And so with RGPD, you are very accommodated with that, and you will get back your data, and the company should delete all things about that in the data center, so technical stuff. And control your data, this means that, so this is not plain here. This is a teaser because yes, I didn't should have put that here. I'm in work in progress about that point, but it means that you type a command line and you type a command line on this on terminal, and this will pop up Uniflow program, and you can interact it, but all stay in your computer. So this was the part about controlling data and community. Why not share with other people? So community, it is so. Alors, for community, for Uniflow, this is specific because so there is this could spread very inside a very different kind of sense. And for now, I've got two things about spreading things in community. It means here you can go to flow page, so you will see a lot of flow, but when you go to one specific flow, so this is a program, but I prefer call it flow because this is just playing with word. But if you go to a specific flow, you will see that you have a lot of. I will make the demo just after. You will see that you can have a lot of blocks. So why not take a block? You will store it in a private section. You will store it for example in your data, but one time you say, oh, okay, I made this block, it's very cool. Yes, it's funny, why you don't use my block? And you put it in your flow, and you put it in for the community on Uniflow. That's it. So this has two parts for now on the communities. There will be much more about that. Bon, so I will go step one to another. So I don't know, I can't relate. So this was, I think, the introduction. Voilà, what content it deserves. So for me, this is a lot of stuff about processing. So this is like processing, automating, filtering, calculating, transforming, doing stuff for graphics, doing very fun things. And what I like is the domain I choose. So I like computer. So for me, this is Uniflow. It's maybe developer should have a lot of fun playing it, because this is a developer centered focus. if you are a developer and you like play with things, this is why I made Uniflow. And so this is, but I like playing. So I like, so you see, yeah, I got my magic card. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, voila. So it's a magic, if you know. So I like playing, and the thing is, I think you can have a lot of help when you play with another guy. The fact when you play a game is not about the game itself, it's about the rule inside the game. If all people have the same rule on the game, then all people have the same free will, and you just will accommodate. So it depends on the kind of game, because game can be very random to very mindful. So there is a lot of panel between stuff. So this is much more related to the game. But what I want to tell is it's about the rule. If you tell that your game should have the rule and all players have the same rule on the game, so you make a deal. You can just have a fun moment with player to enjoy a session to make your game. And why not tell, okay, but sometimes you play a game and you have a lot of boring stuff like putting things on the table. You have to I don't know. You have to make the very first setup. So with Bruno Golion, he was a very good friend from my high school, and we play a lot of board game play. And I remember this was La Quête de l'Anneau, or another is Diplomacy. So these games are very so. For La Quête de l'Anneau, you have to take 2 hours just to make the whole setup. So this is boring. You don't want to make 2 hours to make your stuff. So the fact is, so this is not very related, because here we come into the physical. But why not having the game virtually inside our computer, and you can interact with people on the same game, and so you will so you will just play with your game. So on so you will sorry. So what I say is you will play with other people and pass a very good moment, and don't care about all the stuff relative to set up the game, or even playing inside the game about searching complicated things. If you know well the evolution about card, a game I like very much is Hearthstone. I do very like, and there is a lot of French people in Hearthstone, on the community on Twitter. I follow them. This is a very fun guy, and what I like in Hearthstone is the fact that they digitalized the game. So on Magic, when you play, you have to put your terrain, but on Hearthstone you don't have that. It's much more simplified, and you just you just have to play on all the stuff. It makes some kind of magic things on the game. So that was the part for the game. So I will. Sorry. So on the last point who I care is about the music. And if people know me, I do like music. So I passed a lot of time on. There is a lot of things in music. You have two sides, not side, but two background. It means you can have things about musical theory. So musical theory, you will learn how to compose, how to produce a song. So this is very important. And when you produce a song, I did buy the full license of Ableton because in fact in the history there was a lot of stuff for our PC, but I'm a pro guy. I'm pro Apple guy, so I very like Apple, and so I struggle a lot because I didn't find a smart way to take the see. I got Player Pro. This was very nice software at the time, and I even have some song in my computer about Player Pro. This is very fun. And so the fact is now there is a much more modern solution. For me, this is Ableton. On Ableton, you can make very fun things about composing your music, but at the same time, you can test things. And you got some modularity. You can filter sound. You can do things around the music, and you discover things. This is amazing. And for that, you see that you can generate. This is already done by machine learning. You can on Ableton generate a song that look like Mozart, for instance. So if you don't know any Mozart, you just put a button. You tell okay, I want to La majeur, Ré mineur. So you choose your tone and you compose with another genre. Why not? And the generator part is the automation process. So this is what Uniflow will come there. It's about that stuff. But on music community, there is another things I like is about the DJ. It's mean when you make party with people, you will see people, you will have a very fun time, and it's common that someone come, he's called a DJ, and he come on the stage, and he got a very fine material, and he puts on, and the fact is, it's about the material, because on the material you will see a lot of stuff about filtering. In the material, it's called platine. So this is a French word, but a set. It's a DJ mix table. Sorry. And on the DJ mix table, you will have a lot of buttons. You can put a button là, here. On when you play the mix, you play on a track that is produced by someone, and you can even transform it by playing it at the same time. So this is very cool idea. And Uniflow will come there to help. And maybe I can make also a teaser about another part that has a very high impact of me. Very recently, I speak to someone who is called Maxime Barbier, and we live in the same school. So we had the high school and the lycée, and but we never very speak together. So I will really be glad to work with him, because if you see his work, he's working about automating his life. It means he got a data-centric approach about automating his life. It means that all you do, it's like you work, you all that, you will get a lot of data. So the part of data, it's what I say about RGPD. But so this is the part. But what I want to see is about the purpose. Why he make a company with called Time Left. So I encourage you to go to the Time Left website, register, and see what do you want to do before die. What do you want to do? And Maxime got a lot of solutions to help you to empower yourself, to deploy capability you never think about. And this is, I think, how we can go together. How the society could evolve. It's not the fact that there is machine learning, okay, but we are human. We have to go to space. We have to explore. We have to do things. So, I will not extend this point, but this is very strong interest for me. Now I will make maybe a demo. So for the concept, you can. So I already spoke of this. So this is much more about developing stuff. So this is for developers. So the next of documentation, you don't have to carry it. So on the blog post, you will see how the project evolved. So for me, I have to choose a lot of resources about what I feel is good for now to apply on my project to be sure that Uniflow is the best project today. I want to be sure that you are accommodate. I want to be sure that when you use Uniflow, you can trust, and you are sure you use a strong technology that are modern for today. So this is the part about the blog. Cool part is this here. So you know Apple, maybe not Apple, but I don't know, but in Apple you got something that is called night preview. So when the time come on night, you got for UI it's better to get a black screen sometimes, because you can be better about you can be better about sleeping, about your health, because I care about health. It means that when you are little sleep, you have a very strong day. You can't I don't know, you just go to YouTube or see video. You just relax. But if you got your screen very lighty, so this is very flashy. So I just get an inspiration about what is done already. It means that you can change your light, and now so here is an announcement. Now it exists already, but you have the coffee display too. It means light, dark, coffee. And for this part, I didn't invent it. No, I didn't invent it. I just took the idea from a website. So this is not Gatsby, but this is another related to Gatsby about the Vue community, the Vue.js community. I can't relate. I don't have the name for now, but on the interface they made the cafe, the coffee on iPhone. This was very good. So the two button here is about the Twitter account about Uniflow. So here you can have dedicated news. So Twitter, this is when you want to get updates about Uniflow. After there is a Github support. So this is much more about programming stuff. So I encourage developer, if they want to work on it, see they are interested, or I don't know, they just want to fix they want to fix a character that is not well spelled. Okay, make a pull request. We will work on it, and we will contact you to see what we can do. So this is how it evolves during the time. So you see the first commit was made at 2013. After I did so integrate Uniflow, Vue.js. I did think about a lot of things about implementation, about how decouple your solution. After this one, migrate from React to Vue.js. This is because of a guy. Ah no. Oh, sorry. Hop. Sorry. Migrate to React to Vue.js. This is. So this is a JavaScript trick. So after I did play with components, so YAML, if, while, browser, and I wanted to introduce more components, prompt, regress, but these components are now disabled. I will put them later when the time comes. And what I worked to was to introduce more clients, so the browser, the desktop, the Uniflow, Uniflow, this is the main terminal, the Node.js component, and the component related to your editor, your code editor, as VS Code, PHP Storm. PHP Storm is very well for the PHP community, and in this community they work on a language we call Kotlin. Kotlin, this is very powerful language about generating language for cross-native development. So cross-native development, this is another subject we can talk. I know a guy who knows well about that. And yes, so Github on Facebook Connect integration. So that's because I like BeConnect. And maybe by the time I will add more and more connection. Why not Discord connection? I don't know. I can't say. I prefer not say anything. Yes, and this is very strong, important. At the time I worked on Medium for posting things, but I tell myself, okay, I have to use another tool to make my support. But as I'm developing a tool that has a lot of sense for me, I want to be sure that I got all the stuff related to this tool. So I have to switch blog from Medium. It's not the fact that I don't like Medium, but I have to take care about how I write my blog. So this is why when you go to the blog, this is just the blog I made myself, and the guys by integration. So this is very good. So for this part, I should say something. This is relative to the gas buy. no, we'll try after. The Gatsby integration is about the SSR deployment. It's the fact that when you go to a website, you go you deliver the content very fast. So when you go to the website, you deliver the content very fast because you just read HTML file. And Gatsby did provide very good help for this. For now, I'm considering maybe migrating to another one. So I don't say the name for now. But yes, sorry Gatsby, but you take very good things. Bridge integration. So add contact, yes. So you can contact me here. Contacts here. You got a question about Uniflow? Write more here. So you put your email, your message, and we will have a look closer to you. So what have you? Bridge integration. Bridge. I forget about this point. So this is much more about the the client part. It means that when you will use your tool, when you use your tool inside the whole stuff, the client is connected, for instance, to your IDE. Bridge, it's something that makes an interaction between Uniflow and the IDE at very native speed. So this is a bridge. This is bridge. Yeah, exactly. So I add docs, bootstrap. Okay. So the fact is, I'm not very good at CSS. I know very good people that are very strong for integrating stuff on the website, and I already struggle about do things with CSS. So Bootstrap did help me a lot. There are other frameworks. Maybe this will change, but for now I'm very good with that. As I will evaluate to think about the design of my website, I will see how I do things. And many clients. So for many clients, you should see this point. You should, yeah. So it was a night. I was in my school. And I have to write something. So I encourage you to read this, and maybe we will take it later. On Symfony 5. So Symfony 5, I will show you. So maybe you recognize. So this is a PHP. So this is, I'm a very part member of the PHP community, and what is cool about PHP community is we got a guy who's called Fabien Potentier, and Fabien Potentier is the main creator of Symfony application, and Symfony is very cool. I'm very proud of how French work. We did it. By his work, we could gather in Paris to make very smart talk. This was so cool. I even see but this is not the reality. But Symfony, the fact is about Symfony. The fact is, I did not mention it, but I have to left Symfony for Uniflow. For that part, I won't go further, but Uniflow don't use anymore Symfony, but it was cool. On API platform too, he don't use it too, but this was very cool, and I'm very grateful for those people. Add flow to library. Alors, this is a very strong part. It introduces the library things.
Je n'ai pas bien entendu ce que vous venez.
Oh, sorry, Siri. So, this part, this is the library. So, in my in how I think about library, it's much more about. I don't know if you know about Constantinople, about le phare d'Alexandrie, about literature, all of that. It makes sense. So I did choose to name it library. In development behavior, we speak much more about package. But for me, it has much more sense to call it library, because when you go into a library, you will have a book, and book will be in storage well made. But the problem with book is it's physical. So when you put a book here, you can put it here, because the book it can be. But in computer science, what we can do is to make it virtual. So it's not a big deal to put a book here and to put it here. It means that here this is a module with a flow module. But why not think about a module with flow plus client? So the thing is, on library you will put your own card. You will work on your own card, and you will mix things in your things. You can make a very powerful solution in your card. So this is why I call it library. So what have we done? Refactor API. So this is this point. Yes, refactor API. So I have to thank a guy who is called Laurent Verger. He helped me for free about. He wanted to see how to be monitor, and he helped me to this process to work much more on to make sense about the API, the API part. I won't show here, but API. This is developing things. This is very related to the data management. So this was about the API. And on the next is very smart things about. So this part are more recently, because I have to make some I have to make some clean about the choice of technology I use in my in Uniflow. So that part I will continue to investigate about having the ever best technology available today. So you can trust Uniflow that we will always see, or we will try as much as we can about be on top of integrating the stuff, to be sure that you trust the product, to be sure about that. And why not make a demo? So let's go to the flow part now. Alors, so next, hello world. So when this is your dashboard, I will not connect here. So you got a login part. So I won't do this because I don't want to put a password or something like that. Maybe it's not relevant. But if you're interested, you can register on the thing, and you will got this interface. So what does the interface? So this interface will change, but this is at the very first design phase that I came to. So here, hello world. This is nope. in white now, but because we are in black since 2. So hello world, this is the very first. Why hello world? Because it's about the Macintosh Classic. In Macintosh Classic, you say hello, you got a screen, hello people, I'm here. So this is the very cool things. So you write your program. So in Uniflow, this is what we call program, but for playing with Word, I call it flow. So you make your flow, which called hello world, and you can tell multiple clients inside. So this part we already discussed it. I won't go further. You can tag your program. You can tell, okay, it's much more about text. There are some tag, for instance, a game, generative, text, HTTP, all of that. And so this is for the community part. If you are very self-confident, you tell, okay, put it on public and people will see my work. So be careful about that, because if you check here, your flow will be publicly available. So all your work you write in your flow will be available publicly. So if you got private information you don't want to share, be sure not to check public. It's very important. The fact of this is about security. I put it there. Up. Here, this is written here. Only the security is the topmost priority that must be checked. So this is the very top high things for Uniflow, is about caring about people. So let's go back to hello world. I have to drink. Voilà. And just play. Okay, hello world. I don't know if you can saw it. So I don't know if you can see it on my screen, but if you can reproduce by yourself in your house. There's no big deal about that. If you push play button, then you will get a pop-up alert. An alert button we call hello world. This is the default standard browser way to display alert. And that's it. So what can we do next? Sort a line. Wow, what is that? So on description, this is a simple sort a line of multi-line text. So I think this is a very common usage case. Imagine you got a lot of line. And it was my case in my work. I have to ordering things, stuff like that, and so I just use my own tool and put it here. And what I do, so you see, I put the code, okay, take the line are registered in variable way. So I didn't speak about this part, but on this part, this is how you will compose your flow. It means that you will add flow one to another, and this is the modularity sections. So in the flow, for now, you got function, assets, canvas for display, object, prompt for recurring user prompt. So when you have to interact with your program, text when you have to display text. So here I put text and I put it into the variable. What I have to say about this design is very related to a well-known application with call shortcut. Shortcut, previously this was something was called unique workflow.is. So these as guy, I have to speak to them. I don't know who they are. I have to speak to them. I'm very interested to work with them to improve all of the stuff, because they did very strong things in the shortcut application. Very nice things. you can mix variable. You can do things on top of your component, your modularity. So this is very fun, and this was very cleverly. So I put so you see this. I got the tricky tool. This was run on. Let's have a look. Oh, fun! Yes, this is my work. Good. On. So what I take is. So I don't want to take all that line on mix. I go to my tool and I just copy and paste to my editor. So what we have again? We have World Blitz server. So this part is much more about game, because I love game. So this for presentation, this was a Facebook game which called World Blitz. And the fact is, you have to compete with another player, and you have to get as fast as possible to get words that are in that are in a user interface, and this is only letter. So you got A, B, C, D, and what is the game about is you got 60 seconds, and you have to find all the word related very fast. And I did compete with a friend, but so he was by his self mind. So this is when competing with a player. So it means he plays the game for 60 seconds, and after you play the game for 60 seconds, or you play together. It's not matter, but at the result you will compare your score with the other. And for me, what I make. So on the object, this is the configuration part. You on the board. You just place all the letters you see on the screen. So when the game commands begin, you have to be very fast to type the letter. And after you can use a dictionary, because the game for me was in French, so I put a dictionary. And so after this is the functional part. So this is not very interesting, but it is interesting for developers, for people who have interest about gaming. Just it's not necessary you don't know anything about code. Just try to just look how it works, and you will discover things. So this part I won't comment. But you see there is a blanks. So let's try it. So imagine I play against my friend on this board, and we have 60 seconds. Okay, he play with his own mind, and I will play. So I will see the board. I will directly type very fast the letter, and I will here I got all the letters of my dictionary that are possible. So what I just have to do. So this is a very simple representation. The fact is you can do much more stronger approach, because you can even do graphical representation on the display will tell you, okay, click here, and so this is you will be so fast that you will got all the world possible, and you can imagine that game maybe should evolve. Maybe game should be much more interesting. This is very strong philosophy. But this is the kind. This is the whole stuff about that. Fair and balance. So, if you don't know, there is a cool guy who is called Grape Dev, Grégoire. So he worked for the Symfony community too. And what he like is he's like me. He like very smart. He like very smart things related to processing, filtering, something like that. So I encourage you to go to his website and see his work. And what I done is it just was to get his work. I just don't want to think about how you make the fair and balance. I just want to reproduce what he done. And this is just a demo that is visual. Yeah, this is very simple. So this part is again about to change because I have to think about the philosophy on Uniflow about flow-based programming and rail flow-based programming. These are concepts in currently in reflection. So I won't go any further that part. But if you type play, look how this is cool. And this is very good for me because so this is a code for generating. This is a fractal. So what is the article about? It's about fractal. This has mathematical things. You can discover fractal. This is very interesting, and you will create objects that are themselves depending on themselves. I can't relate, but this is cool. See, you got a leaf. On the leaf is well done, and there is this graphic black and white. This is very corresponding for my past as I worked in the computer. I discovered the computer. The computer first were black and white display, so you just have to make your whole display on black and white. So this is a lot for me, and this is fine. Well, that part I won't play it because I didn't. It worked, but I forget about what he say. This is not about the processing, but the thing is. So this is a guy. Yes. If I remember well, this is a guy on the Symfony community too. He make a tool who is called React Admin. J'ai oublié son nom. Bref. The CTO of React Admin in Symfony, you have to search. And I think it is him. Yes, I think it is him. He posted an article about Patch Bay, and this was very cool idea. So this was a guy, another guy on GitHub who invented Patch Bay. So on Patch Bay, this is a project like another you can have on Twitter, but this one was very interesting. Patch Bay, it's the fact that you put data on another on transferring things between one to another, just by having a URL. So it means a name domain. So this is Patch Bay, and what it done, it's so this what is cool about this demo, it's because it's two parts. You got some kind of server here. Now, so this is the client. But here you got a consumer. So when I click on play, so I won't do this here because for the demo I don't want to to struggle. But if you click on play, the server will wait for data. And the fun part is here. If you click on play, so this is on Node this time. So this flow is not available on Uniflow. It's available on Node, and not clear. So you will see on terminal. But if you tap this with your API key you can get on your account. If you tap this on Node, so you start the server, and after you just start the client, and you will see that if I make that, it will post a message to the server by using Uniflow uniquement. That's it. And the last one, it's again Grégoire. So thanks for him. He was interested about calculating the Bruno's air constant. So I have no idea about what is Bruno air constant. The thing is, I don't remember honestly. It has something with mathematical theory. But what is a good file is that I could process something. So I click play on this display something. Well, I think we are done. So I made 1 hour and 30 minutes. Sorry, it was just a 15-minute call. You can reach me on I don't know. You can reach me on Twitter, but I'm in about setting up a Discord server. So the server is already done. I think it must be much more easier to discuss. If you join my Discord server, we will be much more available to speak together and to see how we can work together. And so this is how you can reach me. So thank you everyone for your attention, and I hope that you will have a nice day, and I will surely do much more content in the future. So